Well, everyone, welcome to Jeddah. Welcome to race 5 this season, where hopefully we can actually have better luck than what happened in Suzuka. That was an experience. I never want to live that ever again. As of recording this voiceover, which is literally the week that you're seeing this video, on a Monday, still no news for the 2026 DLC, unfortunately, which I guess we're getting that in April, because the in-game Season 6 is literally only like a month, so maybe the first week of April we'll find out, which kind of makes sense, considering, oh boy, if you haven't seen the first race yet, there needs to be a lot done, I'm sure, on the side of Codemasters. So here's hoping it's actually good DLC. Anyway, as you can probably already have noticed from my lap so far, and the funny graphics on screen, and me nearly taking track limits there, that I am only now P12 at the end of Q1, but I figured it'd be best that I would try and secure my spot, especially since Russell has decided to outqualify me to P14. Antonelli sitting just behind Hadjar, also 2 positions behind. I'm going to be the last one to set a qualifying time here in Q1, I believe, so anything basically just to secure my spot into Q2, just in case. I believe we still have yet to reach Q3 still this season. You'd think I would know that, but I record these in batches, basically, and then I edit these in batches. So the next month or so of videos are going to be, voiceovered by me today and or tomorrow. So we make it to Q2 as per usual. The annoying thing is that I know I have potential times to actually get into Q3 hypothetically, but then it just kind of falls apart, especially with a corner exit like that, where if you heard the engine, oh boy, wheel spin galore. I'm still just not fully confident enough in that section to be full throttle, but starting to actually nail everything properly, keeping the car in 6th gear, and then just nailing as much as I can. And I'm only a 10th up from my best lap, which at the moment is P13, but compared to Ocon, I'm 0.6 of a second faster, so there is a chance, at least in that sector, there's a chance that I'm actually going to get to Q3, maybe, hopefully. You never really know. A little bit cleaner this time. As it passes the detection line for DRS, and then we'll actually activate DRS here. Man, it's going to be weird calling this active arrow in however many weeks it's going to take for EA to actually get that done. But we are a further 0.7 of a second past now Hulkenberg, and now Bortoleto, I think. So, sector fastest Q2. Never going to get that wording correct. Session fastest in sector 2. My brain is fried a little bit, but it's fine. But we just nailed the inside wall, and we just nailed the outside wall, a la Max Verstappen 2021, and we will come to the start-finish line, finish our lap, still 0.4 of a second better, but not enough to reach Q3, as will be P11.
It's still new to Formula One, but it has fast, sweeping corners, already making it a favourite. Welcome to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at a topographical map of the Jeddah Street circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Lando Norris lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Piastri, Russell, Charles Leclerc and Antonelli, Hamilton, Gasly, Sainz and Esteban Ocon, Frostbite, Bortoleto, Nico Hulkenberg and Alonso, Behrman, Hadjar, Alex Albon and Yuki Tsunoda. Stroll and Franco Colapinto rounds off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Well, starting P11 on the grid, we might have been able to make it to Q3 for once. But for now, we start P11, and we'll try and make up a couple positions here, getting on the left-hand or the right-hand side of Sainz and Gasly, who are side by side, making it 3 wide. Gasly or Sainz is still there, and well, I know I said we were going to be seeing a lot of him this season, but I didn't think we would actually be seeing a lot of him this season. My goodness. Antonelli and Hamilton side by side for P6, just up ahead of us, as well, we're just sitting right in the back of this battle. We can't really do anything. The car is full of fuel, so it doesn't really maneuver like it would in qualifying, so I can't really try and sneak my way up here as much as I really want to. I'm just taking it easy here on the first lap especially, just trying to feel things out, take everything easy, and make sure that I can actually stick with these guys, hopefully, for the best, especially considering, well, with how the... well, without that corner went, first of all, not the best thing. Secondly, with how the 2026 performance looks, well, we might be able to actually have a run for our money here and give a couple nudges to Mercedes, being like, hey, we're still open, by the way, for that potential seat for maybe next season. We'll see how things go, as we just barely tagged the wall. But we will make it through without any front wing damage, especially. Hamilton's going to make his way by Antonelli. Sainz is going to sneak up behind us. And Hamilton really on the binders, on the brakes, a lot more than I thought he would be, especially with Antonelli just behind. So we skip ahead a few laps to lap 9, where we will finally start to make a move on Antonelli, who brakes just before us. And we make our way by, and yes, we were stuck behind Antonelli and Hamilton, and technically Russell, for the opening 10 laps, basically. Antonelli's going to try and make his way around the outside, and I completely overshoot the braking point, and our front wing is gone. Now, it's not a race weekend without some sort of humble for me, is it? So we're going to go ahead and just get that fixed. No virtual safety car, no safety car, since, well, the front wing damage is all the way off the racetrack. It's not in line for anything, you know, dangerous, such as a puncture. So we're going to go ahead and switch to the hard tires. Obviously, we're not going to make it to the end on hard tires, but, well, I wanted to do hard tires anyway, just not necessarily in this order, as Hajar is also going to be in the pits. He's going to box just behind us. I'm looking behind to make sure that he doesn't get held up. I don't think he does. So, and we continue on to the race ahead. So continuing on to a few laps later, we managed to catch our way up to the gearbox of Franco Colapinto. And we're in a slightly awkward section because you can just tell that, well, A, he's in an Alpine, so we're really having to struggle to stick behind and like get around Colapinto. We finally make it through with a little bit of ERS deployment as well in our favor, thank goodness, as we set our sights on Bortoleto, who sets his sights on Albon, who's just around in front of us. Comes to a stop as Albon tried to flick spin it. We are under a VSC now, and with how close I was to Bortoleto, it's going to take me a minute to realize that I can catch way up to Gabby here. And there it is, the realization just kicking in, as the full safety car is now deployed, thanks to Albon being stuck at the exit of that corner. So this is working out very, very well for us in terms of pit strategy. And you'll see here, as we come back to the race restart, we have managed to make our way up, just by strategy alone, up to P3. The restart is active, and we will make our way alongside Hamilton. We just can't pass before the start-finish line, but we can be alongside before the finish lines, as we just nearly drop it, nearly go straight on into the runoff in turn 1. We just hold on to it. Hamilton's teammate Leclerc is there. I'm deploying all the energy possible, trying to stay ahead of him, trying to not have Ferrari rip this away from me. A potential, at least maybe, running in the top 3, even just for a little bit. Even if it's just for fun. Those soft tires for those two, for Norris and Hamilton, will absolutely be coming to us in due time. Yellow flag behind us just before we reach halfway, but it's well out of our way. So it's not necessarily anything I am purely focused on as we go session fastest. It's Gasly who's out of the session, who's pulled off alongside. I think on the map that is a Williams going through, so he'll go by Pierre Gasly as our fun session fastest. Sector 2, that's a tongue twister and a half. We bonk the wall again on the left hand side, so every time I go overall fastest, I thought I was in the clear for a little bit, and the VSC is deployed again. This gives me a chance to thankfully regenerate some of the energy for our ERS. Very shocking that we got a virtual safety car that late, but well, since the field was about to approach, it kind of makes sense. So we move on to the end of the VSC, just where Gasly pulled off. I'm trying to time it right, and I think I do. We got a lot of time available to us, going full throttle, keeping a very close eye on that margin. I think, especially with Hamilton and Norris getting into the chicane there, we get a little bit of a gap close. I'm trying to catch up to Hamilton just before the last DRS zone here. We are under a second. I have to make sure to actually get on the brakes here and not fumble it. Luckily, we do manage to make it through the final corner without issue. And not as luckily, no DRS for us this time by. I reached to the halfway point where my right front tire is slightly melting, but we'll just ignore that. That's kind of par for the course. It's fine, I swear. It's a feature, as Piastri, who has made his way by Leclerc, will make his way by us. First driver on hard tires now, at least on track. He is on a few lap fresher tires than I am, especially, well, anybody else in hard tires that isn't me. But we do manage to hang out here in the 4th place spot. We do manage to retain DRS, and the soft tires are just now starting to wear for at least Hamilton. For Norris, he's quite a ways ahead. Quite a huge ways ahead. I think, now that I look at this back, I think Hamilton may have had a mistake or something, because he is a significant amount of distance behind Norris, all things considered. So it's not just tire fall off, or else Norris would have had the same thing. So Piastri gets by Hamilton. We're about to get by Hamilton ourselves as well. I want to time this as ideal as possible here, so just trying to at least keep everything together as I do the usual thing and nearly drop it on the curb with the left side tires. But DRS enabled for me will get ourselves potentially, hopefully, back up into the podium positions. A little bit of a bonk to the wall, but no damage done to us. We are 1.6 seconds ahead of Leclerc, so we are relatively okay. Hamilton's going to go quote-unquote defensive, which technically is the racing line. We'll go around the outside. I'm just not confident enough in trying to get around Hamilton here, especially just trying to time it right with DRS zones, and that had cost me 0.5 of a second. So George Russell now is in range to potentially help this, and we're stuck behind Hamilton for a lot longer than we deem necessary. So my plan of trying to wait for a ideal spot for DRS especially just does not play into our favor here. And Hamilton, unfortunately for me, is going to go into pit road. Luckily, we have DRS, but unfortunately, we're going to be under fire from his teammate of Leclerc, but I'm not really going to fight too much. I'll try and defend under braking. I'm not going to use any battery, though, because it's kind of pointless as we really squeeze Leclerc, and we'll manage to keep our way ahead. Norris will also box as well in the process, so it's Piastri in first. We're in second. Leclerc is in third. We're ahead of 2 Mercedes as well. So definitely giving Mercedes a run for their money, being like, hey, if we can drag the RB up this far up the order, think of what we can do with the Mercedes. As we will move on to about 20 laps to go. Leclerc, I'm not going to fight him this time. I'll do a half-hearted defense, but especially since we're going to be getting DRS this time by, it's just not exactly worth trying to defend so hard against Leclerc, especially when we don't have any sort of energy. Russell does sneak his way to the left-hand side of us, almost at the right-hand side. And I'm just going to just hope for the DRS in general, trying to quote-unquote side draft, but that doesn't exist here, so we'll fight Russell under braking. We're even. And props to Russell for sticking out around the outside, just those fresher hard tires compared to me, as we're going to try and switch back, and we'll be fine, but Russell does not go through the corner fast enough, and we have front wing damage again. Thanks, George. Really appreciate that. Gives us a brake check and sends us on our way, apparently. So we try and go through again, but again, we lock up in the last corner. And remembering what happened in the opening laps, I try to make sure that I don't go into the wall this time. And considering the situation that I'm in, I'm just going to stick it out for a little bit longer. Just try and make it to the point where we can get to medium tires, which is just a couple laps later. And now we're going to go and dive into pit road and get our front wing replaced in the process from P5 just about. So not exactly the most ideal situation for me, especially since Russell brake checked us. Thanks, George. But we get the hard tires off and we get soft tires on. Sorry, I'm misremembering, because I'm thinking, yeah, I could probably get these to last about 15 laps. Mediums were not really on the board for us. I don't remember if they just weren't available, a new set wasn't available, or if I just decided to go a little bit more aggressive. Knowing myself in the situation I've been put in, it was the latter. So we come out P11, and then through pit stops we make our way to P10. I'm going to get by Alonso here just under braking. Very, very easy pass for us as we're on the softest tire compound after about 5 laps. Tires up to temperature, etc., etc. We catch up to Esteban Ocon. We're going to be a little bit more easy into the corner this time, but man, he is so painfully slow in the last corners. We come to 10 laps to go. Deploying battery, deploying DRS. Ocon's going to try and defend, but, well, he doesn't defend hard enough, so we'll go back to the racing line, brake hard, and, well, that's us back up into P8. As, hey, look, it's Carlos Sainz again. I could be seeing a lot lately, but I could be wrong. Anyway, side by side with Sainz, as we're not fully committed. And Sainz, credit to him, is trying to fight back as much as possible, mostly because I'm not really fully committing to, you know, trying to battle for a very specific reason of trying to survive. So Sainz will have DRS this time by, and considering the fact he's only 0.2 of a second behind, well, it might be best to just not fight him here. I know I kind of set myself up for this. I know what I was getting myself into. And Sainz is going to go through. Tsunoda snuck his way through here somehow. Makes his way into P9. So Sainz does get by us and slows us down here for corner exit. But we're not going to be stuck behind him for long. A little bit later in the lap, we're just going to dive to the left-hand side, sneak out there at the last second. And we are now, finally, in P7 once again. And we leave Sainz in the dust. He has no traction whatsoever behind us. But will it be enough to just stay out of DRS range? No, not necessarily. We just passed the detection point, I think about 9/10 of a second. So we're going to be deploying all of our battery throughout that entire section. And it was pretty uneventful to the end of the race, but luckily for us, we come back with the points finished in P7.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So that does it for us. We make our way up to P12 in the standings. 3 points behind Isaac Hajar in the driver's standings. Then the team standings, well, we have brought RB within fighting distance of Aston Martin, luckily, tied on 21 points heading into the next week.